Hi, everyone. I'm Sunny.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Rox, and this is
Literature on the Rocks.
Your dance moves. I mean, they were just moving your head.
Yeah.
But, like, it caught me off guard.
I had my eyes closed. I missed it.
They weren't
Oh,
dance
you were
moves.
really feeling it.
She was just moving her
Between
head
the two of you.
Oh, wow.
to the beat.
Yes.
That's an event.
I know.
She was getting down with her bad self. Oh, man. Well, how's everyone doing?
Awful.
Oh, my gosh. What?
I'm just kidding.
What?
This has you. I know you guys have seen it because I've sent it to you, but the
And you've
Wicker.
really
Yes.
manipulated my algorithm is what you've done.
Same. Because now there's nothing.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
That's what I
I'm
meant.
corrupted.
And so for our listeners, if you haven't seen the trailer for Wicker, you need to go watch it right now.
Oh, yeah.
The woman in it is also the queen. She plays the queen in the
Yeah,
Crown.
the older queen.
How can she doesn't have sex? The queen.
She does
She
with Wicker.
is angelic.
She does.
She does not get violated by
Apparently she
Wicker.
enjoys a good wicker basket screwing.
She loves a good
Wait,
wickering.
okay, wait. What are those books
Wickering.
called? They're called like sentient romances? Is that what they
Yes.
call them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of them are like, at least from, I have never read them, but I hear about them all the time. Social media is rampant with them, but they'll be like, oh, she was cleaning the dishes and decided to like rub herself with a sponge. And then the sponge came to life because it was really just an alien that was a sponge. I feel like that's like how they usually go. This one is like, this woman needs love. So she goes to this man, but he's like a magical man. And he builds her a
Husband.
husband.
manly husband.
Made.
Ripped like you've never seen, but also out of wicker. Out of
But
a
also
basket.
could rip because he's Wicker.
He is
He's ripped.
intricately woven.
Intricately woven.
Yeah,
Very tightly.
Don't let him handle knives. We're all afraid for him to fray at the ends.
It's just the weirdest thing. But,
But
since
the
you
freaking trailer too is wild.
it's
Like,
weird.
That
It
is
al-
not safe
It's
But
for
the-
children.
not safe for
Oh,
work.
no.
Not safe for children.
That
Like,
is a wild
put that on-
trailer.
Put it
But
on
the
mute.
way they show, like, whoever directed it did a great job because I was like, I kind of want to watch that.
I do
I do too. I was like, this is real? Because I kind of want to go see it.
Or whoever's responsible for creating the trailers, because I think that's like a separate job, right? Is
Yeah.
putting the trailer together.
Does
Because
she have little wicker babies?
oh,
Could
do we
she?
know? Can she?
Is-
How old is she in this movie?
Is he
Oh yeah.
producing wicker material? Is he ejaculating?
Jackie Wickering. No, but like what? Yeah, what is?
He could talk. We say no, like absolutely not. This is wild.
and he can love.
He can
So
love.
his feelings.
Why doesn't he have
emotions.
But does he
wickerm?
have fluids?
Sperm that's wicker.
Wicker?
Wickerm.
I don't know, but she definitely. I mean, he's got all the things.
It's weird.
It's
so
weird.
weird.
It's
And then
so
because
weird.
you sent it to me, I have this post that I'd like to share with you.
Excellent.
great.
I love this.
It's called Book Boyfriends Like Wicker, but they get progressively unhinged.
Oh,
Excellent.
Yeah.
So, okay, first is he's a man made of cake.
Oh,
That is
yeah.
a book called Cake.
Oh, I don't want that in me, but I want it like in my mouth. I would enjoy that.
But
yeah.
then
How
you'd
that
be
works.
eating part of them.
Well, I'd be like, it'd take a lot to not bite.
Oh my God, you guys.
I'd be like, just a
Then-
little nibble.
The man made of pumpkin, and it's called Halloween.
Are they made
pumpkin?
of pumpkin? Is he a
Pumpkin.
hard pumpkin?
Made
I
of
feel like
pumpkins.
squash is
I don't
very-
know. I don't know the book. I just,
Oh, is it all gourds? Because I could see
oh, I
how
could
a
see it.
gourd
Holly
would fit
Wilde,
in.
You said Holly Wilde?
Holly Wild. Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's also is nailed one of them.
I don't know.
my-
not
There's a
in
whole
this one.
series featuring
Yes.
construction tools shapeshifters. Hammer is gonna bang you out.
Mallet me.
Then we have he's a man made of roses.
Ow!
The book is
thorns?
called Pollinated by the Plant Monster.
Pollinated by the plant mail monster.
Then we have made of sand, pounded by Poseidon.
Sand in the
from the
ocean.
ocean.
Got it.
He's not a man. He's a teddy bear. Banging my birthday bear.
That gives me Ted vibes.
Hold
does.
on, this one is creepy. He's not a man. He's a giant egg. The deviled egg made me do it.
The deviled egg made me do it.
He's an airplane seat. Airpeen.
this.
He's an ice cube. Melt for daddy.
Melt for daddy. That would be, I feel like, anticlimactic.
Yeah.
You've turned into water.
Yeah. And the last of them is he's not a man. He's a nose. Getting in the knickers of the nose man.
No. Absolutely not.
Just a nose?
It's
At least
just
some of that was the most unhinged.
afraid Wicker is about to awaken something in you. Prep yourself by going down the sentient object romance rabbit hole.
I feel like
I'm gonna read next on my list. Sentient object romance. I don't know which
just
one. There's
don't
one
know
actually
how
called,
I
I found
believe
some
it.
more.
Yeah, there's one actually called Unhinged, which is by Vera Valentine, who falls in love with her front door.
This one's called Betting the Bedding. As you guessed it, sheets and pillows.
Is
There's a bunch that are produce, like they have their
Oh,
own
yeah, yeah.
section, pounded by produce, mating with mallows.
is there a huge following for
Goodreads
these?
has a section on it.
Are people obsessed with?
I think people love a good sentient object romance.
Basted a sentient object monster romance.
I feel like we maybe just need to add one to the list because I just need to understand.
You know what? I want to watch Wicker, and I do think it's going to awaken a sentient.
I don't think it's
Some
gonna.
of them are weird. I want a little bit of a story, I feel like. And I do think this one has a little bit of a story. All the people hate her. She's ugly. She's a
fishmonger.
town, and everyone's like, she stinks because she smells like fish. And like, she's like the
The
town
Wicker Man
joke.
really doesn't care about that.
He can't smell probably.
Yeah.
He's just a basket.
He has no sense of smell, but he has wicker.
And he has sense of everything else, I guess. He
loves
see,
her.
he
Yeah,
could touch.
so weird that he wouldn't have a.
I guess he could smell.
He
but
doesn't
he's
care.
Like, you smell good to me, baby. I carry fish around all the time. I
happening.
believe I'm going on record and saying after this movie's released, wicker baskets are having a comeback. They're selling out of all
Patio
stores.
furniture.
You know what? We just need to invest in wicker stock right now.
Let's do it. It's about to get
Stock
wicked.
for wicker.
I have no idea. I'm sure.
investing.
Wicker sales are through the roof.
We
Just
don't know what
spools and
happened.
spools
go
of
in-
wicker. The import tax is going to be skyrocketing on wicker. We need to get in now. Domestic wicker sales.
Gonna be in the history books that there was just a huge influx of wicker.
The wicker shortage.
The wicker boom.
Be prepared for the wicker shortage because there will be one.
Start buying it now.
All right. Let's get into this book. So this week we're going to be deep diving Unmaking of June Farrow by Adrienne Young. Okay, so we're calling this cocktail the Farrow Smash. We wanted a floral element to represent their garden, their flower
farm.
garden. We wanted something southern. We wanted something nostalgic. Yeah. What we've got in this cocktail is 2 ounces of Empress gin, which is purple and pretty and cute. 1 ounce of peach nectar, a 1/2 ounce honey, 3/4 ounce lemon juice, and then we put some basil and shook it, and then we top it with ginger beer. We did layer this one, and Rachel did a great job layering. So,
Yeah, she did.
all right, should we try it? Cheers.
Ooh, cheers.
I don't know how I feel about it.
I'm still on the fence. Not show stopping.
Do you know what? It is a familiar taste that I can't quite put
You're
my
right.
finger on.
It really is.
Yeah, this one's not my favorite, and I can't figure out what it is, which is it really is funny because that's what we were like, maybe you taste it and you're like, oh, this feels like something I remember but can't quite put my finger on because that's the kind of
The deal of the book.
All right, hit us with an author bio. Rocks.
Yes. So Adrienne Young is an American author who has loved storytelling for as long as she can remember. Before becoming a full-time writer, she worked in marketing and communications for
I love her.
nonprofit organizations while raising her family and writing whatever she could. Her publishing journey began with a single image that came to her while driving. It was an image of a young female warrior spotting her brother on a battlefield after believing that he was dead. That was the image that she saw in her head. And the idea was so compelling that she pulled over, she jotted the notes on an old envelope, and then wrote the first chapter that same night. And that book was her debut novel, Sky in the Deep, and it was published in 2018.
Dang.
Wow.
Adrienne has also shared that many of her story ideas come to her while she's driving, which is what the first one was. It's when her mind is quiet enough for scenes to unfold naturally. Rather than starting with like a detailed outline, she often begins with a single vivid image and lets the story reveal itself as she writes it, which is kind of cool. I don't know that I could do that. She also intentionally spends less time online, believing that being fully present in the real world and in nature is one of the best ways to fuel her creativity.
No, I believe that, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would definitely be swayed by Wicker.
All of your books now have wicker in them.
She's like, the door that was going to do things is now sentient.
Yeah, right?
Today, Adrienne lives in the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina with her husband and 4 children and her pets. When she's not writing, she enjoys hiking, kayaking, gardening, and exploring old places that inspire her stories. She's often shared that she's fascinated by family history, folklore, and the way landscape holds the memories of the people who come before us, which are interests that shine through in many of her novels, including Unmaking of June Farrow. So for book summary, June Farrow, a young woman living in a small mountain town where the women in her family have long been haunted by a mysterious curse. As June begins experiencing strange visions and realizes she may be following the same path as her mother, she's forced to confront generations of unanswered questions. What begins as a mystery slowly unfolds into a story about family, love, grief, identity, and the sacrifices we make for the people we care about. It's one of those books that asks you to trust the journey because every answer uncovers another piece of a much bigger puzzle.
Okay, so let's jump into these jumps. Mine are chapters 1 through 6. So June Farrow attends her gran Margaret's funeral. She lived with her since she was a baby. When she was found in an alley after her mother disappeared, she was like 7 months old. Margaret, like all women in the family, are affected by a curse. Margaret's neighbor, Ida Pickney, and her oldest friend is Bertie Forrester, who has been living with June and Margaret. After the service, Bertie gives June a locket. It's a family heirloom. It mostly resembles a pocket watch.
Yeah.
But it has too many hands on it, and the numbers aren't right. June she hears this like man's voice, and sometimes she sees like shadows of him, but she knows he's not there.
And it's like calling her name.
Yes. And she knows he's not there. It's just this hallucination, which is the same thing her grandma was suffering from and slowly lost her mind until she died. First at the funeral, and then she hears him again on the porch, and she even sees like smoke.
Yes.
Yeah. And sees like the end of a cigar or something. Yeah. She thinks about the madness that is coming for her because she's like, it's my time, and her intention to make sure the curse ends with her. So she's not going to have a family. She's not going to have any kids because this is going to be the last of the curse. June works on the family flower farm, which has been in operation for more than 100 years. She thinks about the family curse affecting her mom. When her mom went missing, she was already being affected by this curse. And Gran was also affected, but it affected both of them differently. So she also thinks about her best friend since childhood. His name is Mason, and he's the only one who's like friends with her because apparently the whole town like hates her.
They
She's
hate
a witch.
everyone. Like they're not allowed in the church. They're just not.
They think they're like witches or something.
Yeah.
Like there's obviously something wrong with this whole family line. They all end up going crazy.
Yes.
And so anyway, except for Mason. Mason accepts her and they become close. So Mason, he runs the flower shop, and she used to run it, but because Gran started getting sick, she took a step back, and Mason stepped in to run this flower shop, and she hasn't let their connection grow because she knows what's coming. Like, I don't want to have a family with you because I don't want this curse to continue. So she won't pursue him. At home, she notices blood in the sink when she washes her hand, and then she like has this like, this isn't real moment. She goes into her journal and she files it, like she writes in her journal about this incident, where she's been writing every incident of hallucination or whatever you want to call them into this journal. She finds a letter from Margaret. It's like postmarked 2 days before she actually passed away. And when she opens it, there's a photo inside labeled Nathaniel Rutherford and wife 1911. But June immediately recognizes this woman in the picture with Nathaniel. Nathaniel is the minister who is just as notorious as her mom and her family, Nathaniel Rutherford, who was murdered. And it's like, because it's such a small town, everyone talks about the murder. It was never solved. Anyways, when she opens up this photo and sees Nathaniel Rutherford and wife, she's shocked to see that the wife is her mother, Susanna. So June pulls an unlabeled box in the basement. She like runs in the basement. She's stored a bunch of stuff of her mom's after she disappeared, and she starts pulling stuff. She went through this phase in her life where she just was doing all kinds of research on what could possibly have happened to my mom because she's been missing since the day they found June. She goes through these unlabeled boxes. She compares the photos, and she finds a woman to be identical. It's the same person. June asks Bertie about Nathaniel, but Bertie is short with her. Like, Bertie clearly has a reaction to her asking about Nathaniel, but doesn't say anything. And then so June runs off and does more research with Ida's help, who has helped her do research with her mom in the past. And she finds her mother's name. She's like, what was Nathaniel Rutherford's wife's name? And she like looks it up, and she's like, oh, So that's weird. It was Susanna Farrow. I didn't know you were related. She was like, I
Also didn't know that I was related.
Yeah. So she finds her mother's name, Susanna Farrow, and on a 1911 certificate of marriage to Nathaniel. So June visits Dr. Jennings. She has a doctor's appointment. He cared for her gran and then has been assessing her episodes as well. So as soon as she started having these episodes, she goes to the doctor and she starts tracking all of these things. They're looking at it. They're looking for patterns. They're looking for triggers. Afterwards, she visits the church to try and find any record of Susanna Farrow because there wasn't a
birth certificate. But they started looking for Susanna Rutherford because she was married to Nathaniel.
Yeah, but when she talks to Ida, Ida's like, oh, I don't have the birth certificate for this Susanna Farrow.
Oh, but it might be at the church because that was
church.
common in that time.
For the
people
church to
weren't
keep all the
born in
records.
hospitals.
Yeah.
Yes, so the church had the
So
records.
check the church. So she goes to the church to find the records, and they're searching for Susanna Farrow, but there are no records. So then the minister tells her Nathaniel's wife died young by suicide after the couple lost a baby. She's shocked to find that the baby was called June and was reported to have died the same day of the year she was found in the alley at the same age.
Which is also crazy because the wedding of Susanna and Nathaniel was in like 1911.
Yeah.
And her time is like 2000 and something, like early 2000s, I think.
But then on top of it, she had a baby named June that passed away.
Yes.
And so now she's like, oh my gosh, how can Nathaniel potentially be my father?
There's a lot of coincidences here, and I'm
Yeah,
not really
like-
sure how.
Could
Yeah.
she have gone back in time? And so now she's like, oh, I'm really crazy because I'm starting to think this could be true.
Yes.
And there's
it's
no
clearly
way.
not.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's no way for this to logically happen.
So unable to find an explanation for her mother's appearance in 1911, she reviews the research and her notebook of hallucinations. Mason then arrives and she tells him what's been happening because he pushes his way in. She's got these papers all over the place. And he's
Yeah,
like
like
"I'm
he
coming
surprised
in."
her.
But
Yeah,
they
what do you
also
have
had
going
like
on?
made a deal that she would tell them when she started having these episodes.
Yeah.
And they've been going on for a while now.
They've been going on for like a year and she
Yes.
hasn't told anybody but the doctor.
Yep.
Yes.
And now it's like, it's time to tell because they're coming more frequently too.
And then we jump into chapters 7 through 13. The next morning, Bertie arrives home early from a trip to Charlotte. Seeing the research about Susanna, she asks June how many times she's seen the door. Surprised that Bertie knows about the door because she's seen hallucinations about the man and like the smoke. And then every now and then she'll just see a red door appear. She's like, how the fuck do you know about the door? I really am going
There's a couple,
crazy.
that's the patterns that she picks up on is like, oh, I see this red door.
I
I've
see
seen
a
it like
man.
2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
I see a man a couple times.
Yeah. So surprised that Bertie knows about the door she's been seeing. June asks for more details. Bertie tells her she has kept a secret for years. She can't say more, only that June must open the door the next time she sees it. Bertie gives June an envelope which contains an address, a pressed flower, and a note reading, "Trust me." So June goes to the address on Hayward Gap Road, which features an old, decrepit farmhouse and field. She has this eerie feeling that she knows the place and experiences something she remembers her gran describing of being in 2 places at once. And as she drives away, she sees a red door and she decides, she like pulls over this like old Bronco that was her mom's and like walks through the door. And she walks into another time and turns around, finds the car is gone, but she could still smell like the exhaust in the air, but there's nothing there. Realizing she's no longer in 2023, June begins walking through the fields of the farmhouse, restored to its original state, and a man whose voice she recognizes from her episodes. He asks what she's doing there, and he is surprised they haven't met yet. She's like, who the fuck are you and how do
Yeah.
you know me? Because the way she says, like, oh, the way he says my name, he knows me.
Yeah.
He ushers her inside, worried someone has seen her. He leaves, telling her to stay in the house.
Which she does see someone before she sees a man. She like sees the woman on the porch or something, and
Oh,
she
yeah.
looks terrified.
Oh, yeah. So she enters a bedroom that contains women's clothes, and she finds a photograph of the man with his arms around a woman, and the picture is of her.
The man she just saw outside has his arms around her, and she's like, "What the
Hell.
F?" Yeah.
June runs from the house. The man who tells her his name is Eamon Stone knows her, though she doesn't know him yet. He finds her quickly, but a police deputy sees them, and Eamon attempts to smooth things over. Eamon tells June they met 5 years ago and are married, but that she's disappeared a year earlier. June is relieved when Eamon takes her to the flower farm and they meet Esther Farrow, which was her great-grandmother. June sees a young girl but can't tell who she is. She's certain she doesn't want to know. And when June asks Esther about Susan, she learns that it's 1951 and Susanna is dead. June stays in the farmhouse after Eamon and the girl leave. And in the morning, June asks Esther what is happening to her. And Esther explains the door that appears to all Farrow women. They all eventually go through it, and time begins to fray when they do. Esther also tells her that the first time she traveled through time was from 2024 to 1946. So a year, she was in 2023. So a year later, in present time, she traveled back to 5 years earlier than what she's currently at. The target year is determined by the locket watch or the heirloom that she was given after her grand died. June finally learns that she can only make 3 crossings through the doors and has already made 2 in this body, technically. So June's grandmother, Margaret, is alive and comes down the stairs. She's a young woman and embraces June. Esther warns June that she shouldn't let Margaret get too attached, and Esther won't tell June the particulars of why she returned from the future. Everyone's being very...
Well, the thought is you're going to go back to your time and you're going to stay there. So we're not going to tell you because you don't know who any of us are.
And we're not going to get too close to
your future. And we're not going to, we're going to guard ourselves. We're going to guard you because
we already know how this plays out.
Yeah.
So
you're leaving as soon as you see that door. So.
Yes. So we're not even going to get into it because there's no point.
So there's definitely a lot of vagueness about what's going on in this time. You don't need to know because the more you know, it actually puts you in danger. So we're not
But
going to
it's
tell you
also like they're mad at her.
Yes.
Like they're very short with her and fuck this bitch again.
Right, yeah. The thing that I can't even hear, as soon as she says you can only make 3 crossings through that door. Okay, well, I did it once when I was a baby, and now I just came back. So then I have to go back. But I was like, but you also came back in 2024. That's 4 crossings. What is happening? I was so confused. How is it possible for you to now leave and then technically you shouldn't be able to go through that door anymore? But you do. You come back in 2024, but you go to 1946. She's clearly going through the freaking door more than 3 times. And every time they talked about this door and what she was going to do, I was like, I don't get it. There's more to this story and I don't understand it.
So Esther takes June back to Eamon's farmhouse. Eamon is angry with June, but tells her she can stay until the door reappears. He reveals that Annie is their child. Annie was the little girl. And he leaves the house. June has a memory of swimming with Mason in the Adeline River, which she is sure has never happened. So then in the morning, Eamon works in the fields, and Margaret brings Annie over. Margaret stays to watch the child. She tells June that they are cautious because when she left before, Annie had been home alone. And June cannot believe she would have done that. She feels sick at the thought that it could be true. I wouldn't have walked through the door and left
my child
alone in the house. What are you talking about?
Why would I do such a thing?
Something is wrong.
Yeah.
Now it turns into a little bit of a mystery.
Yeah, I left for a reason and I want to know what that reason was.
Yeah, because there's no way I would have ever done that.
Yeah.
And then we get into my chapters 14 through 20. So June is experiencing a vivid memory of meeting Eamon when his horse Callie escaped.
And the horse remembers her.
Yes, the
and she
horse.
was this is weird.
Yes.
If animals can remember that, I must be a little bit of the same person.
Yes. And so she has this awkward dinner with Eamon and Annie because she's now living with them and she doesn't really remember them. She doesn't know who they are. And there's all this ambiguity around while she's there. So everything's been really awkward. While lying in her former bedroom, she finds newspaper articles about Nathaniel and Susanna's death and a list of years. It says 1912, 1946, 1950, and 1951. So then June decides that she must remember why she left. Now she's like, okay, now I need to really start going through and figuring out why I left because it just doesn't add up. It doesn't sound like something I would do. So she's trying to trigger memories by going about old routines with muscle memory. She's just, okay, this may be something I would do. It feels normal. Let me try to do this. And every little act is
she knew where the sugar jar was and she knew which cup to grab and what cupboard things
when
were
you
in.
stopped thinking about it and just started moving, it was I've done this before.
Yeah, in this space.
Yes. A police officer, Caleb, she's cooking breakfast. They're getting ready for the day. And Caleb comes up to the door. He wants to talk to June. And Eamon asks her to stay quiet and hide. And he leaves after a tense conversation with Eamon. And she ends up learning that Caleb has been interviewing everybody about Nathaniel's murder, but she gets the sense that he's hiding something. So frustrated, June works in the garden. She actually goes out and she's like, I'm just going to start gardening and just try to clear my
weeds
mind.
and-
Yes. And she wonders why she left. And Annie sits quietly beside her. And Annie kind of isn't alluding that she remembers her, but also you get the feeling that she kind of does.
She's not like, Mom, you're back, or
Yes.
anything like that, but she's comfortable with her.
Yeah.
But she was so little too
Yeah.
when she left that it's almost like you kind of know this person, but
Not
Yeah,
really.
and I think Eamon says that to her, like, you left when she was 3. She has an idea of who you are. She doesn't fully know
But
you.
don't get too close to her.
Yeah.
Really. Like, he's trying to protect her.
Yes.
And so when Eamon returns, he announces that June will go with Esther into town the following day to be seen and keep people from becoming more suspicious. He's like, look, it's a small town. Everybody heard that you're back. And if we keep holding you hostage up in this house, people are going to start to get suspicious. So you need to start getting back into regular routine, kind of. And the people need to see you out there. So then Caleb asks June to come back to the station for conversation. Her and Esther are on their way home, and Caleb pulls them over. And Esther tells June, the night of Nathaniel's death, you went home and that's all you say.
Yeah.
And she's like,
You were home with your
all night.
husband and kid all night.
And
Yeah.
she's like, well, what if they ask me more questions? Like, what do you mean? And she's like, you were just home all night, okay? And so then...
And he's like walking up to the door, so that's all you get right now.
That's all we can give you. And so June's like, okay. And so he pulls her out of the car and asks her to go with him to the station. And instead of fighting it, she goes, which was an awful idea. And she notices that his last name is Rutherford, and it means that he is related to Nathaniel. So back at the station, Caleb starts questioning June. And he asks her, like, what did you do the night of Nathaniel's death? And she's like, I was home all night. And he's like... So what happened to Eamon? And so he starts asking some detailed questions, and she obviously doesn't know the answer to them because she wasn't there. And when she tells him that they left together, he plays her a recording of her telling him that Eamon left first and then she left after. And she realizes that she changed her story about her and Eamon and Annie leaving the midsummer fair together that night. Caleb tells her that Mimi Granger, who isn't usually trusted because of alcohol use, witnessed June running with one shoe covered in blood and insinuates that they suspect Eamon of Nathaniel's murder.
at this point she's like, I don't know those shoes.
He like
Never
pulls
seen
one
him.
out. He's like, we found one of the blue shoes.
Yes.
And she knows you were only wearing one shoe when you came out of there because she thought it was weird.
Yes.
And then she noticed you had blood on you.
She's like,
here's a shoe. Do you recognize this shoe? She's like, I don't know that shoe.
Never seen that shoe in my life.
I don't even like blue.
I don't even wear shoes like that. So then Eamon arrives and he's pissed. He's like super pissed at Caleb for pulling her into the station, and he escorts.
He comes in there freaking
Hot as fuck.
Yeah, he's
like-
irritated. And he takes June home, and he reveals that Caleb is June's brother. So when they arrive back at the
which
farmhouse,
is crazy. Like, that's a crazy thing to realize all of a sudden, I have a brother.
So when they get back to the farmhouse, June asks Eamon and Esther for more details. She's like, if they're gonna be questioning me and people are gonna be they know about me and they know about this story, I need more. I can't keep lying and then screw up the story every time. So they finally tell her that Nathaniel had a darkness in him. He thought Susanna was unnatural and demonic. And though he couldn't resist her, he was like in love with her, but
Yeah.
he knew he shouldn't
He was
be because
obsessed
he
with
was
her.
a
Yeah,
minister.
obsessed is a better word, I think.
Yeah, he was a minister and he's a godly man and he should not be in love with this
I
demonic
can't
woman.
love a witch.
Yes.
But I want her so
But
bad.
he could
The
not
dick wants what the dick wants.
keep his hands off her.
Gross.
I hate that. I'm so sorry I said that.
And so when Susanna became pregnant with June, Nathaniel asked Esther to poison her so that she'd lose the baby. And Esther
I'm gonna ask your family member to poison you.
can you
That's
kill
smart.
this person because we cannot have this child.
I would be like, what?
How about we kill you, fuckface?
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Do you know who you're talking to? Like,
Yes.
I think you are talking to someone you think is on a different side than you actually realize.
Yeah. So then Esther convinces Susanna to go through the door. She's like, they're going to kill you and they're going to kill this baby. So we need to figure something out. You need to just go through the door this next time. Esther takes June through it.
Susanna didn't have any more times to go through the door.
Yes, she had already gone through enough time. So the only way to get rid of June was for Esther to do it.
Because now she's like, she's had the baby. Nathaniel knows he's an angry,
He's going to kill her.
he's going to kill her and take her, run away.
Take June so that we can at least save the baby. Then Nathaniel was informed that June died before he and Susanna conceived another baby, Caleb. Aben and Esther also tell June that when she'd been back in 1946, Nathaniel seemed to know who she was and had been following her, and Amen had words with him about it. This is why Caleb suspects Amen's involvement in his father's murder. So while June knows Amen isn't telling her the whole truth, they become more at ease around each other. They start to get comfortable. They kind of get back into a routine a little bit.
And they're not really hiding the fact that they're not telling her the whole truth. Like,
It's clear.
We don't want to put you in a position where you are going to get yourself into trouble.
Yes. And the whole time I'd be like, God damn it, just tell me. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'd be pissed. I cannot walk around here not knowing these details, and I'm being questioned at every corner.
Yeah,
Like,
I question at every corner. Yes.
I need to know.
But they're also thinking about the little girl, right? About Annie, who is potentially, if you go back, she will not have a mom.
Again.
And if I get arrested for this murder because of something you say, then she also won't have a dad. And we can't do that to her. So I'm not telling you the whole story because I'm protecting her more than anyone else.
Yeah, nobody knows why you left a year ago, so you chose a different life.
Yeah.
You're going to choose it again. Just leave and let me have my kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. And June suggests that they go to the fair that evening.
She's like, they saw me go into the police officers, like the police station. Thank you. They know I'm back. It's going to be weird if I don't go with you to this thing.
fair.
And so let's just go. People will see me. It'll be just like normal. No one will suspect anything.
So June realizes memories of her life in 2023 are fading. Like, she's now remembering like certain parts, but things that there's
forgetting.
holes in her memories. And she's starting to forget the things that should be fresh because that was her time. And she wonders if she sent herself back through the door with the trust me note.
Like, it wasn't her mom that wrote "Trust Me." It was myself.
So maybe it was me telling myself to trust me.
Yeah. Then we jump into chapters 21 through 27. At the fair, June and Eamon dance together, and before he eventually tells her it's too hard and pulls away.
Oh, because
they
he's
have,
about
like,
to kiss her.
He's like having the emotions. Like, sometimes I feel like you are my wife, even though you aren't.
Yes.
And even she's like, this is fabulous. Dancing up on Eamon is great.
And she starts to feel like the flutters and the butterflies and the attraction. And she's like, I feel done
too.
this before.
Yeah, and it feels very familiar to me,
Yes.
his arms. And like, so he walks away from from June. And Caleb confronts her, telling her he knows she's lying and will prove it. He's had some drinks. And he's basically like, I know you're lying. And he even says in this moment, like, I don't think that you're the one who did it because you're too small. You're this fragile little girl. But I think you love someone who potentially could have done it.
A woman could never.
Yeah, right. And I'm going to prove that
Try
you're lying. So she sees Mimi Granger, who looks terrified at the sight of her again. June decides she needs to know what happened the night of Nathaniel's murder. If others won't tell her, she's going to figure out for herself. And she goes to visit Mimi Granger. And Mimi like cracks on the door and sees her and is like, tries to shut. She's like, no, please just talk to me. Mimi tells her that she was running from the river, carrying the baby, carrying the child, covered in blood, and looking like she was sleepwalking. June knows the woman is telling the truth. And Mimi also, she's like, you don't remember anything, do you? Like I feel like you really don't know. As she leaves, June remembers another intimate moment with Mason. She keeps having these flashes of things that never happened, but she's wondering if these moments with Mason are what happened if she didn't go through the door and what will happen if she goes back to 2023, which is something she's always quietly hoped for. June decides to visit Esther. She asks Esther if she thinks that Susanna really died by suicide. And Esther tells her she's suspicious of the fact that they never found the body. She believes Nathaniel killed her and that Eamon was also capable of murder because she's like, do you think Eamon could have killed Nathaniel? And she's like, I mean, he loves you. And he's definitely capable of it. I don't think she ever outright says he's capable of murder, but she definitely insinuates like
if he was doing something to protect you and Annie, he would absolutely do it to protect you and Annie.
Yes. At the farmhouse, Annie cries at night. Like every night since she's been there, Annie cries. Eamon wakes up and he goes into the room with her, snuggles her, and puts her back to sleep, and they fall asleep together. And that's how the rest of the night goes. And it kind of like pulls at June's heart when she sees it. Like, what a good dad. She hears Annie crying and she wakes up and Eamon is too deep in sleep to comfort her. Like he fell asleep on the couch with his fully clothed. So she's like, okay, he's done this every night. I'm just going to climb into bed and put Annie to bed.
So that he can sleep.
Yeah.
Poor man's been working in the fields like crazy.
Yeah.
So June climbs into bed with Annie and Eamon eventually joins them. After Annie kind of quiets down, he gets into bed with them. And they have this like cute little
Family moment.
perfect little family moment. And she feels that feeling again. Like, this is something I know and I enjoy, and it feels warm and it feels like home. June insists on helping Eamon smoke the tobacco fields the next day.
After she leaves the first time, this farm, the field just like goes to shit. Eamon can't do it by himself, but he's trying.
They were able to pay help, and now because she's gone, her help was a huge.
Well, and she was in the field with him too originally. Like they worked as a pair.
Yeah. It wasn't just like he was running it. It was her idea. It was her tobacco field, and they made it flourish, and they were able to hire workers. Now we got to fire some workers because we're not producing as much, and so. She decides I'm gonna help today.
And there's like, what is it, blight?
Oh yeah,
there's some
like
disease on some of the plants, and so he's trying to stop the disease, and she's like,
from growing. It's taken a lot.
No more. I'm going out to help you.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, so after they finish smoking the fields for the day, they kiss passionately. Like they just
he like picks her up on a table, and it was
he's been waiting to do this.
It was it was so familiar.
Yes. And so they kiss passionately, but are interrupted by a sound, and they see that Caleb is inside the house. Like they start going towards the house, they see someone's in there. It was a rush. It was like exhilarating. I was like, oh my God.
I thought they were gonna set fire to the house.
Yeah.
So I was like, run, bitch, run.
And I was like, someone's in their house. That's crazy. And then they see that it's Caleb. And so Eamon is like, grabs a rifle because Caleb's booking it. He runs into the car. He's trying to get away. And Eamon just starts firing this freaking rifle at him.
Get off my stoop.
Yeah. Eamon's about to fuck someone up.
Yeah, he is.
Not only did you interrupt
yeah, right.
me finally
it has been a year since I've had to be able to do this, and now you've interrupted
She doesn't even remember me. Get out of here.
But then he doesn't even just shoot like once. He's shooting a couple times, and she's like, June's like, stop, Eamon, stop. But what's going to happen if you shoot him and blow his freaking head off? What's going to happen then?
Yeah.
Right?
Then you're really going to be accused of murder.
Yeah. Like, just stop. So he gets away. But June realized that she's like, is anything missing? But their house is torn up.
Yeah, because they were like on the far end of the field. So he had enough time to fuck some stuff up and look for things.
And she starts asking, like, she doesn't know the story of what happened, but she looks at him like, could he have found something? And Eamon tells her, I burned it all. And so, like, no, I burned it all. She's like, okay. It wasn't exactly admitting to, like, an admission of guilt, but he was
kind
involved.
of.
Yeah, kind of.
I thought Eamon did it. At that point, I was like, oh, yeah. He made sure everything was taken away.
He took care of it. And so she's like, okay. And then she checks and she realizes that what he found was all these documents that were hidden behind the bed.
But he didn't know they were there. So she was like, I found these, but now they're gone.
He took them all. And with all the dates of the years that I've come back, and
I don't know
if he could understand it.
Yeah.
Eamon and June discuss the dates of travel. He tells her that after she became pregnant with Annie, she became obsessed with breaking the curse because she never.
Sense.
Yeah. While they're talking about this, they realize, where is Annie? Annie goes missing among the tobacco. Like, they can't find her. Eamon and June start panicking. They're calling her name. They start to go out, and even Eamon's like, she wouldn't go out this far. She never goes out this far. And so as they're going, eventually finding Annie, because Annie starts calling out for mama. So she's got this little cute voice. And it's the first time that June is hearing Annie's voice, and the first time she's hearing her call mama. So memories begin to surface way more quickly, including June's pregnancy and Annie's birth. June and Eamon have sex, but so she remembers a lot. When they wake the next day, June asks if he killed Nathaniel, just straight up. She's like, did you kill him? Because I've been thinking about it. You just told me that you burned up all the things. So did you kill him? And he's like, no, you did. Which causes the memory to just like come crashing back to her.
And then finally the book starts to get good, and this is when I didn't answer Rachel's phone call.
You didn't think the book was good up until this point?
There was too much, like, I just was like, I don't really get what's happening. And it was like, okay, yeah, I hear the story, but now the story's like unfolding in front of you. And it's like, okay, this is good, right?
Let me finish unfolding it for you.
Thank you.
Chapters 28 to 33. June recalls what happened the night of the murder. June and Annie ran into Nathaniel walking. So at the midnight or midsummer fair, Eamon left earlier, and then her and Annie were walking home through a flower field, and they run into Nathaniel. Nathaniel was drunk, and he admitted to drowning Susanna. So she's like, run. She tells Annie to run. And he comes up and starts holding June underwater.
Well, he's like, I baptized her. Now it's time for me to baptize you. And he like throws her into the
There's
water.
like a struggle, and
he's
he
like
tries
holding
to
her
drown
under the water. And she grabs a rock from the bed of the river and just like, and hits him, knocks him off of his balance, and then just keeps pummeling him with this river rock until he dies. She beats him to death.
Bludgeoned him, yeah.
June saw Annie watching. So she's supposed to run, but she ran far enough to be out of arm's reach. But now she's just like, oh shit.
She's like the tree
like
line.
any little kid, she stopped because her mom was in trouble and she didn't know where else to go. She was only 4 or 3. She was little. So she realized Annie's watching. She picks her up and they run home to get Eamon. He's like, oh my God, what happened? He realizes they're all covered in blood. So he's like ripping Annie's dress off, trying to figure out where she's hurt, ripping off clothes off of June to see where the blood's coming from.
Oh yeah, because she tells him like it's not Annie's.
Yeah, and it's not mine. Like, we're fine. We're safe. And so he like puts them in a tub with water to like soak and clean off the blood. And he goes, takes the clothes, sets them on fire, and then he leaves the house. Eamon's gone to go find Nathaniel's body and send it over the falls to make his death look accidental.
Because he was drunk. He could have easily just fallen
Tripped
over the
it.
falls.
Exactly.
But he does say, like, I can't just leave him here because he's also got scratches all over his body. But he falls over the waterfall. People might think that it came from the fall.
Like
exactly.
the trees and the branches and whatever, yeah.
June realizes that her arrival in this time must have been planned. She was trying to fix the unraveling of time, and Margaret must have helped her. So June confronts Margaret, who tells her that she promised to help June return from the future to Eamon and Annie. By traveling to a place she already existed in 2022, June had found a loophole. They would only be one timeline for both herself and for Annie.
Which this is where it was like super confusing because then she finds out that like the heirloom that was given to her was set to 1951. So she had no idea why. And so that when she crossed through the door, that's the time that it takes her to. So it was already set that way for her to be there. But where I was confused was, okay, so she goes back to a time where she already exists because you're not supposed to do that.
You can't. You're only one person. You can't be 2 people at the same time.
And so she goes there, but then the future her gets to go back, and that body had only traveled 2 times, which is why they got to go again, right?
So how I understood it was she did not walk through the door in 2023. It was 2024 her that walked through the door, went back to 46, and then had this relationship and this baby, killed Nathaniel, and then was trying to fix the timeline and went back to 2022, and that's why she goes through the door in 2023.
Existing.
Yes.
So they combined timelines technically because she went back to the one, so was able to do it again because...
So she disappeared. She basically killed herself in order for this next person, that's still her, to come back in the future and fold over that timeline.
So like reclosing.
To do it again.
To do it again. And now that's why
So
she
it's
has
like
memories
folding it
of both
twice.
of them for a while.
Yes. And so yes, that makes sense.
All right. See, I was confused. I was like, I don't understand what going back to this timeline, to the same place, did to kill the timeline.
It was like cutting it, and then the second time was like burning the ends so it can't fray anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Margaret says June wanted to have a choice on whether or not to go through the door, but once she does, her memories from the other time will disappear. She's like, the door is going to come back. If you walk through it, you leave Annie and Eamon and all this behind, and you go and have your life in the 2020s.
Whatever year you decide to go back.
Yeah. And she's like, or you stay here, and that life now disappears.
Yeah, there is no 2 timelines anymore.
No.
Right.
So June thinks about how Birdie knew the secret as well and asks who Birdie is. Margaret looks at Annie, and June remembers calling Annie Bird.
Calling her Annie Bird.
Yeah. Right when police cars start to arrive at the house. You're like, what?
Yeah, like she now realizes that her daughter knew who she was all along.
I know.
And got to live like 2 lives.
2 versions of her.
I
Yeah.
got to, she like, you raised me. My mom raised me, and then I got to help raise her.
Yes.
Which is wild.
Which is kind of what Margaret got to do too.
Yeah, because they were the
Yeah.
same age.
She got to raise
Grow
her
up with her a
and
little
grow
bit,
up with her.
Yeah.
So as Caleb attempts to arrest June for the murder of Nathaniel, a red door appears. Eamon tells her to go through it, but she makes her choice to stay in this time. She puts her hands out for Caleb to handcuff her. In the car, Caleb tells June he found proof of her guilt in a photograph from the fair, in which June, it was a picture that the random photographer took of her and Eamon dancing. And she can see in the background she's wearing those damn blue shoes that she would never.
But he finds the picture of his parents that she has, and he realizes, like, who are you? right? Oh,
He asks her why she looks like Susanna, and June tells him he already knows why, but she doesn't elaborate. She's like, this is going to
because there's two different photos, right? There's two different photos. One of the parents, and he's like, you look just like my mom. And when I saw this photo, I realized, there was photos that were being taken of the fair. And look, you're wearing these shoes that you said you didn't even like blue.
So Caleb starts the car and they get out. June tells him that Susanna lied about her death to protect her from Nathaniel. She tells him that Nathaniel confessed to killing their mother and where to find her grave, and that he tried to drown her. She was like, and he was trying to kill me. He takes the handcuff key, throws it on the ground, and then drives away. Like, he's going to go find
the key
his mom's grave.
Because he's like, I need to just corroborate your story.
Yeah.
It almost felt like a little boy trying to find his mom. It didn't feel like, I'm going to go check on this story. It was like, Mommy, I'm coming for you.
It was like all of a sudden my sister is here telling me a story about our mom.
Yeah, and I need to go properly
make sure.
Because she
bury
even
her.
tells him, like, you know the type of man Nathaniel was.
Yeah.
Like, you know that he was a bad person.
Yes.
So connect the dots, dude.
Yeah.
So June remembers seeing the door in 1950. She left Annie asleep knowing Eamon would be home any minute, and took her opportunity to end the curse by going to 2022, a time when she already existed.
She did it on purpose.
And so much time had passed in life. It was like, if I stick around, I might be going to jail, and then I won't have the opportunity to go through the door again.
Yeah.
This might be my last opportunity, and I know Annie's going to be taken care of in just a few minutes when Eamon comes home.
Well, and she doesn't want Annie to have this dual life either. She doesn't want her to go crazy.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm trying to fix you losing your mom, but I'm also trying to fix this timeline so that you don't have to go through this later.
Yes.
So it was all a sacrifice that nobody really understood.
Yes.
Except for Margaret, maybe.
Yeah. So in 1952, so a year later, Susanna's body is exhumed. June's memories of her other life have faded, and the door appears less frequently. The book closes by recounting how the lives of her mother, Margaret, and Annie overlapped in different ways in this timeline. Mason is now the sole owner of the flower farm and will find and marry a lovely girl. The final scene is June's wedding to Eamon, who she would marry 100 times over.
And the beautiful thing is that she's like, I know people are going to be pissed at me. I know I have to do all of this, but I know myself, and I will come back and I will choose this life.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not leaving. I'm doing it for my daughter, and I will come back and be here for her.
Yeah, she didn't have a problem. Like,
She never
was
thought
a farmer.
that she was abandoning her. Like, she always thought it was all...
She always knew she'd come back in a year.
She'd come back, and it would make it all better.
Well, and she knew he'd be back home in a few minutes, so I didn't leave her alone
For
that
hours
long.
and hours.
Yeah,
I didn't leave in the middle of the night. Like,
Yes.
but they didn't know that. They had
No.
they didn't know when she left.
Exactly.
To them, it was like, you just left your child unattended.
Yeah. Okay, should we rate this book? Or that's what the next
do it.
part. Okay. So we rate all of our books on a 3-shot system. 1 shot, I'm not coming back for more. 2 shots, it's good enough for another, but not worth the hangover. Or 3 shots, it got me up. Yeah. This was my choice, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, I do agree it was confusing. There was a lot of confusing bits at the beginning, but it hooked me in very quickly. And I was very much so like, I had to read it quick, which is a little unfortunate. And I think if I had taken a little bit longer to read it, I wouldn't have had to rewind so much. But I think that it was a little bit confusing, but I still really enjoyed the process of learning the story and the revelations throughout. And I think I'm going to give it a 3. I'm giving it a 3 shot.
Oh. It took me a little while to get into this book. I struggled to get into it at first.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah. And like when she went back, I think once she went back in time and it was like, oh, there is a mystery to figure out, I started to get a little bit more into it. And then there was like these moments with Eamon, and you were like, oh, something's here. Mm-hmm. I did think the book was really well written, and it reminded me a lot of Addie LaRue. But it was very poetic the way it was written. So I'm going to give it 2 shots.
Yes. I think that it was really well written. It was beautiful. It did take me a minute to get into it.
Yeah, see, and I felt that way too. Like, I felt like even the beginning when we were learning, like, what are these episodes she's having and what is the significance of them? I think I was hooked then when we were like, what is this?
Oh,
This
yeah.
is something more. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, okay. And I think there was a couple parts where I caught myself zoning out because I was like not fully into it. And then I was like, damn it, now I gotta, because there's all this shit happening and I don't know what's happening now. So I return it. Because there was a mix, I'm gonna give it a 2 shots because it was good. And I think I really was hooked at the end. And overall, it was a good book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. All right, that's a wrap on this episode of Literature on the Rocks. We followed June through shifting timelines, whispered family legends, and one unforgettable love story. And somehow Adrienne Young made the impossible feel beautifully inevitable. The prompts are live now, so answer them before next week's book club. And make sure you're subscribed because we're here for you every Wednesday.
If this episode left you wondering whether fate guides our lives or whether our choices create it, we'd love it if you rate and review the podcast. Your support helps us continue exploring stories that remind us love, hope, and family can transcend even time itself.
Family secrets, a mysterious door, and a little time travel? The Unmaking of June Farrow proves that sometimes the past has a way of finding you, whether you're ready or not. Follow us at Lit on the Rocks Pod on Instagram and TikTok, and visit literatureontherocks.com.
Until next time, may your family stories bring you strength, your heart trust the journey, and every unexpected turn leads you exactly where you're meant to be. Cheers.
Toodaloo.
Bye.